Many Many miles away from home, steps were difficult, I'm exhausted, but I did not fall. I hope something good is coming up. Free like a bird, but also bound up, and my footsteps on the ground. I raise my head, listen to the sound, I'm happy with what I have found. Just breathe, just breathe, just breathe, just breathe. No one ever told me how hard it's gonna be. My way is full of branches, like the roots of a tree. Where should I go from here? I need a good advice. The elders waiting for me at sunrise. I'm in the prison, open doors, 10 directions on the floor. I lose my mind, lose my sight. Tell me how I'm gonna win this fight. Just breathe, just breathe, just breathe, just breathe, just breathe. Take the courage, babe. Everybody breaks. This is not your fate. Have a new taste. 'Cause I would rather die than to live it out. Not being who I wanna be. Have you ever tried? Not being who I wanna be. Just cause I would rather die. Cause I would rather die. Just breathe. Take the courage, babe. Everybody ready. Cause I would rather die. This is not your time. Cause I would rather die. Somewhere in the hills, those hazy days I do remember. We were running still, had the whole world at our feet. Watching seasons change, our roads were lined with adventure. Mountains in the way, couldn't keep us from the sea. Here we stand, open arms, stay strong where we are. Together strong in the world that we made. I'm still here in the breeze, see your shadow in the trees. Holding on our feet, never leave. You gotta give me way more time, and we'll be better down the line. 'Cause now my heart is in a bind, and baby I don't wanna waste your
How's it going, guys?
It's still playing the music.
I know. This is our jam music.
You might have to turn studio mode off.
There we go! How's it going, guys?
Hey, how's it going? How you doing?
Good, man.
Episode 9 of Massey Bros
Yes.
Experience.
Episode 9.
Yep. Episode 9.
Yep.
So definitely got a change on the scenery here.
Yes.
I don't know if you guys have followed much of what's been rolling. I think we got microphones working too, right? It looks like I see I see the closed captioning up on the screen there. That's pretty nice. So yeah, right now it's kind of bare. And gradually, we're gonna add these cool photos of things that we do. And
titties, and ass. We're gonna put ass and titties.
Maybe in his room.
Hey, my section, ass and titties.
You know, Mom's watching, right?
I know.
Okay. But
hey, it's nothing different than we talked about during Thanksgiving.
But anyways, we definitely got room for a fourth. Who just
someone liked it.
Sam for liking the stream.
Sam, we appreciate it. We actually have a lot of room now. Matt picked up some paint for us, and Mike and Allie went to town and painted it. I went through and masked it. We were going to do some accent pieces, but we think it's going to be too much. So we're going to put some nice framed photos. We got a really cool photo with I think this is District 13 or District 9. District 9's a good movie, but
it is a good movie.
we got a cool photo with the councilman. He came out during that cleanup, so we'll definitely.
Here's the T-shirt.
Yeah,
we were buying all stylish.
That was a fun time.
It was.
There's a lot of crap that got picked up.
Holy cow! Yes, there was, and we found some crack too.
You know what? Hey, Scotty Hall, thanks for watching, man. We appreciate you. But
and thank you for
we actually found a mattress where people was laying in the alley where somebody was laying down and actually doing crack on it. It was
Yep.
It was pretty nasty.
It's either they was doing it in the house and the owner probably put it out there like that. Whoever did it, it's just.
Well, the thing about it too is this neighborhood that we live in this Hoagland Williams area, 75% of it's renters.
Yes.
So the landlords, I think with COVID, a lot of this stuff has caused a lot of people to move out of homes that they possibly were in.
Terry, thank you for the like.
Thanks for liking it. We appreciate it, Terry. So a lot of these places were kind of emptied out in the middle of the alley. So landlords just dumped mattresses, and the trash company within the last month said if it's not bagged, they won't pick them up.
Yep, if it's not bagged.
So that's why we had these dumpsters.
That's actually been going longer than that.
Has it been longer than that?
Yeah, because down where we live, you got to make sure everything's inside your actual trash.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's... We do trash and recycles. I think it's nice to recycle because it's less trash. So, but...
Tell them about the chairs and table. That's a good story.
So, yeah, I'll pull up... I'm going to at least pull up the lady's name because I don't have it memorized.
It was all the way up north. Fremont. It was down towards where the lake is out there. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was up off of Lake James.
Yep.
Out by Fremont. And her name is Doreen. And Doreen basically let me know. Thanks for liking the
Bryce, thanks.
The stream.
Yes, thanks, Bryce.
Appreciate it. So I sent. I first got a small screen capture of the of this setup. Sent to me and was like, "Hey, because I made a post at work. Hey, I'm looking for something that's armchairs, kind of cigars, lounge look." And I got a message from a friend, and he was like, "Hey, this looks available." So I sent Doreen a message. The message was, "It's pending still." And then come Saturday morning, I think it was the day, or it was Friday night. I think it was. It was Friday night. I think it was. But either way, it doesn't matter. She said, "Hey, you still interested?" I'm like, 100% yes. And it was, for sale for $150. The table and 4 chairs, and there's another chair over there. And they we set up the time. Mike and I went up there with this Forester. We took the table apart, and it's funny as we're talking with the family, the person selling it. She was, I think one of the sisters was a little frustrated that the table was really getting sold because it's a 50-year heirloom. It was in their family for 50 years where they
That's pretty amazing.
opened Christmas gifts. They played euchre. They spilled lots of beer got spilled on this. So as the story was being told to us, and Mike and I are experiencing this, we're like, this is exactly perfect for the show. It already looked great when we got there, and then when they hear the story, we're like, well, yeah, that fits right in. So yeah, we were really excited to get this picked up. And as we're chatting with them, I was just letting them know like we were going to do the Great American Cleanup, and we're wanting to do other charity events, and eventually, as we grow the show, when we get donations and stuff like that, we want to put it towards other events or giveaway and stuff like that. And she was like, "Oh, that's really great," because they were all asking like, "What's the show about?" And I was like, "It's away from politics, mostly positive. Might talk about current events, things that we might see that's interesting, but just kind of make it about a fun time and an experience with them." And so she, right by the time we're ready to load up, she comes up and she's like, "This is for your show." And she reaches out and puts some cash in my hand, and I'm like, "Oh, you don't have to do that. That's very sweet of you." And she's like, "I didn't give you all of it back." And what she ended up doing is giving us $50. So our first donation is Doreen from Fremont, Indiana.
Thank you.
I'm not going to put your last name out there just for privacy, but Doreen, we really appreciate that $50.
That's awesome.
So we've got a little jar we've got right now, and
it's way over there.
so we'll have to figure out what we're going to do with that. We add it up and do something fun. Like I think we were chatting even during the cleanup, like food for the homeless day or something. Like find a way to do something like that. Or I know Allie does with the Harvest Bank. It'd be fun to go down there and experience that. And yeah, it's just that was cool. It was a lot of fun.
It was,
and they were surprised that we got it all in the Forester.
Yeah, I had no problem.
Had all 4 chairs, and they were like watching us take the table apart and strapping it on the roof, and they're, all these ladies are just like, what in the world are they doing? He ended up doing all the work. I was bullshitting the whole time.
He was.
There was a pretty girl there too.
She was like
in her 20s, college girl.
Yeah.
But so yeah, that's the plan. That's the plan with this. We got that 4th chair. We'll, depending on COVID and your feelings of wanting to hang out with us, we do have a 4th chair, and we can start figuring out how to put a 4th person in the show, because we have lots of room to slide and move, and I really want to do that. I want to share people's experiences, and I want to share talents that they have. If they have a business, I think that's like super important.
It is,
because it's better than listening to all the negativeness.
I mean, we have the table available to us to demonstrate or have like a demo of someone's product up here.
Yeah,
so you
like this beautiful demo of this glass.
Yes,
graciously made from Jen, and I'm going to share this. I'll let you guys chat a little bit why I should share this. Maybe you got something you want to bring up.
So what have you been up to, Mike? Let me guess.
Working
and computer games. I heard you went camping.
Yes, went camping. It was pretty cool. We went to Gordon Campgrounds up north. It was kind of nice.
Remember Paul that we used to go to school with?
Yes.
His grandpa owned that.
I know. Back in the day. But yeah, we went to the campgrounds out there. Pretty much sat out there, nice little campfire, had some bacon, pancakes, and eggs.
You had bacon and pancakes?
And eggs.
Dang.
Damn, dude.
Right
Did you cook it?
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Yeah.
I helped. There was another guy that was there cooking.
He doesn't even do his dishes.
Did you have withdrawals from not being able to play video games because you were out there in like no man's land?
I still had internet. Not really good internet.
You sleep in your car?
We were just talking and stuff. Yeah, I just slept on the back of the Forester. Put the seats down.
You just laid on the
No, I bought a topper, but the topper didn't work that well. So I went to Walmart. They had like a $20 twin size mattress. It was about 6 inches.
Like an actual mattress or blow up?
Blow up one.
Oh, okay.
So I'm gonna put that in the back of there.
Did it work?
Which one?
Did it fit in the back of the Subaru? All right.
I haven't put the mattress in there.
Oh.
I know.
You
I
did
know
outside?
it's gonna fit because of the topper fit.
So you just slept on the back of the.
So I slept on the topper itself. But after going back home, because we're gonna go back out again Saturday, so I'm gonna be basically going to the drive-in, watch the family.
Yeah, you should do it.
And then
You should call that thing the Forest Shagger.
The Forest Shagger.
The Forster Shacker.
The Shaggerama.
All right, so I just shared a link
So,
to that business there. So yeah, Jen does that crafting business.
oh yes.
So it's called Crafty Craziness. And she
Crafty
does
Craziness.
vinyls, glasses, does t-shirts.
We got a message from Wayne Wells.
Dude, you need to put some sweet pics on that poster. Or yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So if you just join Wayne, that's the goal. The goal is these photos of these experiences
Yes.
that we three do and partake in. Start putting those photos of each of those.
I think it'll be
events.
cool.
Eventually, you'll see 1, and then 2, and 3, and then eventually the wall will be full, and then people will be like, "Holy shit, they have a lot of pictures on the wall," and it'll be
different
the growth
things.
of the experience. So,
So
and that was your idea. I like that idea. It was a really
Sam
great
Kroger
idea.
says I like pretty girls.
Sam likes pretty girls.
And then Wayne says cool. And then Mom talked about grooming.
Yeah, I don't know
Mom
much
grooms.
about grooming. We could do a Zoom call with Mom.
Mom was talking about grooming.
Hey, Sam, I like pretty women. I'm old enough now,
Oh.
so girls is kind of
I don't know,
out of the realm of things.
Do you realize that some, when you're speaking to female at work, you should never call them a girl?
Yeah.
You know that?
Yeah.
Always,
Do you know some women hate being called ma'am?
well, I mean, it's the sign of age. What the hell are you doing?
Your microphone is touching your beard. I'm sure they're going to hear the scratchiness.
Part of it. Manscaping. Oh, yes, we could do some manscaping. You could talk about your
Dude,
manscaping with
You
your
could bring
head.
your thing in.
It's still in there.
Yeah, you should bring it into the next. You were supposed to do it in the last couple episodes, but the last
Yeah.
one we were not
Yeah.
available.
Yeah, we were
Guys
at
keep on
the
forgetting.
2 events.
You guys keep on forgetting. Sorry.
Why am I supposed to remember?
I don't need to remember
You guys are supposed to remember everything.
Nope, that's your job.
You guys are the elephants.
So what have you been up to?
Just nothing.
Nothing.
Not a goddamn thing, dude.
How's work going?
It's work. I'm covering for some folks, and it's cool. Boring. I mean,
Sure.
it's an easy job. I
Yeah.
mean, I just take a customer's data and I puke it into a system, and it pukes out some cool stuff.
And he's on his knees a lot.
The most creative part of the job is the making of the job. You know, the making of the wire and
Yeah.
the process of that. The process of just taking an order. The process of taking an order and doing all that noise. Because my position is a floater. So
Yeah.
I just help the people that have a territory out when they're overworked with a lot of quotes and POs. But my job is relatively just really boring. And I think a lot of it's just, I get bored very quickly. So like when I got there, I was really happy for first. I'm happy. I'm not disappointed with my job. I'm just very, very, I don't feel like my brain's being worked. And that's on me. I just have to take care of, the next time that something comes up and I want to put in for it, do it. But
Well, you listen to your podcasts.
I haven't
sure
this I haven't this week because I have a lot of conference calls. Like there's a
Oh.
lot of calls. So the customers that and these are public knowledge like SpaceX, NASA, those are some of the companies that the company does work for. So
Gotta get ready for that.
so
Space
I
Force.
can't have
There's a launch going on.
I can't have a podcast going at that.
There's a launch going on.
And I have to keep my focus because it's not my
Supposed to
account, so I want to
be-
make sure that I'm taking care of this person's account while they're out on vacation. So, but no, it's been chill. I should have been working on the Subaru, and I'm super, I don't know, just haven't really put any motivation towards it. I should get it done, but I'm just being a lazy ass about it. I don't know, man. I've just been in a funk the last few weeks, just feeling lazy and not having, like, I have energy, but I just don't have like a care, which is really weird.
Maybe you need a blue pill.
No,
Maybe the purple pill.
no.
No.
Other than that, no. I mean, that event that we went to for the cleanup and the barbecue at the Pedersen's house, the 4th annual Pedersen barbecue.
Have you?
That was a lot of fun.
Dirt bikes?
The mini bikes. I need to try to clean up some of the videos. The videos were so dark, some of them. So Some of the content on the gimbal is okay. That's why I haven't shared it, which is, I'm kind of disappointed. But the gimbal itself is fantastic. I'll have to share a link of that gimbal.
You used your phone to take pictures?
Yeah.
That might be reasonable.
No, the phone did great. Like all the stuff we did for the Great American Cleanup.
Yeah.
I don't know
fantastic.
if Felina got hers up or not.
But
PM the address. I have a hobby and I frame it. I'd love to donate. All right, man.
But going back to what I was saying earlier about the
I appreciate
movie
that,
theater
Sam.
thing, Hocus Pocus and the Addams Family. Those are the 2 movies that are going to be at the drive-in.
Oh, that's what you watched?
Going to this Saturday.
You're going again?
Going Saturday.
You're going camping again?
And then after the drive-in, the last show is at 9:45, and then I'm already in Auburn. And gosh, it's
is that where Gordon's is?
15 minutes away.
That's where Gordon's is?
Gordon's is right off of out of Kendallville.
Huh.
Just about 20 minutes out of Kendallville.
Right.
Which Auburn Garrett is just down the street off of Auburn.
I don't know if it's down the street.
Just Kendallville. Kendallville and Auburn's what? 20 minutes ish.
I don't know.
What
did you do?
I tried camping at Gordon's once, and they told me I couldn't sleep in the bacon aisle. So
the bacon aisle.
The bacon aisle. That would suck.
Gordon's food. Never mind.
Damn.
I got it.
You should grow your hair back out so you can catch that shit.
I got it.
No, I like this. This is a cool look. Because half your head isn't showing hair, and the other half is your forehead. It's kind of nice to see.
Yeah, I need to shave it again.
It looks good, man. I like the clean look. What do you guys think of Mike's clean look? He's got the beard.
Yeah.
Ryan said he should shave his beard off too, and Mike's like, no,
mustache.
No, wait a minute. And he said
just shave the
he
mustache
should
off
shave it all off and then wear white T-shirts because he'd be really Mr. Clean.
Yep.
Ryan's a trip.
You should just have the mustache. Shave everything else off.
It is shiny.
Yeah.
When he has it, like when it's like there's little hairs right now, but when it's off, Mom, it's really shiny. It looks really good. You should buy some oil though. You can oil it up.
I need something to slow my hair down though.
What are you doing on Facebook there?
I am trying to find out. There's supposed to be a launch.
Oh, you're trying to. Why don't you just type it in?
The because I was on a event that was sent to me, and I don't.
I like the Amish Stone Cold Steve Austin. Yes.
Yes. That is true.
That's good stuff.
Amish.
What have you been up to?
Amish.
I know you've been working your ass off.
I have been working in Warsaw for the last week, helping the store over there. They
how's your drive?
Been good.
Yeah, been taking. Ooh, damn. I gotta get bigger coasters.
I took the STI most of the week. Right now it's in the body shop, getting the fenders finished off and the bumper fixed from the previous owner.
And you get some nice photos of that. You got a woman that takes really good photos, and you have a really good camera. I don't know why you haven't taken nice photos.
October 31st.
Oh, I just haven't really found the time and a place to actually do it.
There's some cool spots downtown.
Yeah.
You drive down where the train stations are.
Yeah.
And the if you go down Main where O'Sullivan's is, there's that I think that's the old Bass area or whatever that is, but there's a old construction. It might be even old Raytheon, maybe. I don't know. I can't remember. But there's an old area down in there that has some nice styling.
I think what else they did. Did that.
Evaded the police?
No.
You didn't evade the police?
I didn't do any evading of any police.
Really?
Saw a lot of people pulled over going down 30 though.
What about a couple weeks ago?
Oh yeah, I got pulled over. That was after I got the tune done.
Yeah, I know.
And I did beat that 5.0.
This is a Mustang.
Hey.
But you did beat it though.
I did beat it.
Probably a kid driving it.
The cops like your car?
Yeah. It was actually a really good conversation with the officer. Yeah, they were cool about it. I didn't lie. They asked me the questions and everything. I told them I got the car tuned, which I got done at Dynamic Tuning. If you need your car tuned, highly recommend getting with Chad and Austin down there. And they'll take care of you. They do 4 cylinders. 4 cylinders they do for $400.
Oh, yeah.
6 cylinders is $600, and then 8 cylinders is $800 plus, just depending. They do diesel trucks. They do semis.
Nice.
Tractors,
That'd be cool.
jet skis, all that kind of stuff.
What about
I found out yesterday. I went and took so we have our own club for Subarus here in Fort Wayne called the Flat 4 Nation, and I have a guy out of New Mexico that's making me license plate deletes as I need them for people that want them for their cars.
Out of New Mexico?
Yes.
Nice. Gary Johnson's from Mexico.
Oh, really? Nice. So they are making. They make those for us. And it's got this. He only makes them for our club.
Wow.
Just that logo that we have.
Oh, okay. But he makes them for other clubs.
Yes,
But
he has
okay,
other
that makes
stuff.
sense.
Yeah, but he has one specially designed for our club. I hit him up. I let him know, and he gets it. But I took one yesterday to one of our guys named Adam, and found out he is actually a member of the FW22. You know what that is?
Fort Wayne 22 minutes to suicide of veterans? Maybe?
It's a veterans organization.
Yeah, I think 'cause every 22 minutes a veteran has committed suicide.
So Fort Wayne has their own non-for-profit organization. They're getting ready to do an event Saturday at the Harley Davidson dealership off of Jefferson Boulevard.
Nice. We need to share that link.
They
We need to go out there.
So I talked to him about that. Already donated some money to the organization. They're supposed to be taking the money down Saturday. So
Nice.
my car's not going to be done in time for that. I'm still thought about going. So, but
Yeah, we should take the. We should get a trailer and then put mine on it, and we can just drive it up there on the trailer.
man, there's supposed to be a lot.
Get a hitch on my car, I'll be good to go.
We'll just drag it. We'll sled it up there.
It doesn't cost anything to bring your vehicle down there, and the reason he set it up that way is because a lot of veterans are already having a hard time as it is. So then they have to make up money to have your car in it. So they're open to motorcycles, trucks, you name it, you bring it. They're just trying to bring awareness to the organization.
Yeah, they used to have. Was it 22 sit-ups or push-ups? Wasn't there like something that there was like a push-up challenge for veterans? I can't remember what it is. This was last year. That was really pushing hard, but. Yeah, every 22 minutes, like if we did 1 hour show, that's 4 people.
Yeah,
committing suicide.
it's a big deal. I mean,
I gotta imagine, during going through this crazy time with the COVID, it's making it even worse because suicide's up and alcoholism up, all that. Like,
well, heck,
people don't have jobs. Most veterans probably laid back off again.
When I walked, I dropped my car off, and I decided to walk home because it was a decent day yesterday, and the road that I can't remember the name of the road. It's out towards like Bluebird and Ingle Road. There's Ingle Road, and then there's a small little road that takes you along the edge of the river. I can't remember what it's called, but I found all kinds of alcohol bottles. Yeah, Winchester. There's freaking empty bottles and stuff everywhere down that road.
Wow, that's crazy.
So yeah.
October 31st is what it is, 2020. They're supposed to launch another.
On Halloween?
That's great.
Yep. There's a rocket launch at the Kennedy Space Center. But there's a school, because the event was sent to me, and I got to find the event, but there's an event going on at one of the schools. They're going to actually have huge TVs and let you watch the live footage of the actual spaceship taking off.
Okay, so what spaceship is this?
2:40 a.m. This one's going to be called the Commercial Crew Space X, called the Falcon 9.
Oh, it's the big motherfucking rocket.
Yeah,
that's
Falcon
what they
9.
call it.
Oh!
The BFM. It's the BFM.
BFM.
But you just said the
That's what it stands for.
BFM. You never seen the BFGs? Or no, sorry. BF.
Look it up. He called it that on purpose.
BMF. My bad. BMF. Have you ever heard of those?
It's a rocket. It's called
Big Motherfucking Fan.
Why is it
if you work at a warehouse, they got a BMF is on the initials, and if
but
you find out what they are,
I know that
Elon
he put the acronym to mean that.
Okay.
But yeah, so it's on the SpaceX Falcon 9.
I thought you were just like straight up being a.
No, I wasn't trying to cuss. I wasn't trying to use that word in a way that was derogatory to cause me to put money in the cuss jar.
But yeah, so Falcon 9.
Yeah, the Falcon 9, man.
But it's supposed to be an event. I tried looking up the event. I don't know where it's at, but there's an event at one of the schools. They're gonna have a bunch of videos of it going on at the same time.
We have cables on that rocket.
Sweet.
Pretty cool. Yeah, that's pretty neat. There's some fun stuff.
But it's supposed to be
going on
shuttled
with
too. It's supposed to have someone in it.
that. I think it'd be
One
cool.
crew.
We should go to a park and make our own rocket.
I want to do one.
Like make
They
one
got
and
sugar
blow it up.
rockets. I actually have a YouTube video of how to make a sugar rocket.
Well, YouTube has everything. So I mean, you don't have.
We
YouTube
watched,
has.
No, I said I have YouTube.
Yeah, we all have
on
YouTube.
there.
You're making
That
it
has-
sound like you
that
actually
I have it
have
saved.
something.
I have it saved.
We all have YouTube.
Cool, but I have it saved. The video on how to make a sugar
Yeah, I
rocket.
could. So does YouTube. They have it saved. I can just type in
Yeah. Yeah.
and find it.
There was
I
a
said-
documentary I watched about rockets and stuff and
Yeah.
how they were created, and a guy down in Texas started one.
That farmer.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a
remember
whole
his name.
video on that.
Can't remember the guy's
He has
name.
an
But he did it
actual-
for did it for years.
Yeah, there's an actual Hollywood video of it. It's called Rocket Hoosiers. Yeah.
Yeah,
Or
down in
Rocket
Texas.
Man. Wasn't it Rocket Man?
I can't remember.
Rocket or farmer, astronaut farmer, something like that.
Yeah,
Supposed to be a commercial crew.
created the first rocket. Pretty cool.
Good stuff. So other than that, that's all you did. Worked on
Working,
your
man.
car?
That's pretty much it.
Pretty much.
Yeah, you need to get some photos of the car. Get that posted up. I'm sure people will like it.
Yep.
I'm just gonna keep mine the way it is. It looks awesome in the driveway, sitting on jack stands. I dig it. The cats love it. It's like a gymnasium.
I told
for
you.
them.
I
I
bet.
told you. I can.
Yeah, when I look on the security cam, it's like yesterday there was a raccoon, big fat raccoon. Yeah, but the cats are always like teetering on the engine frame areas and stuff. It's hilarious. But
Told you
Hopefully
I
they're
can.
not pissing on it.
yeah, right.
No,
It'll make it
It's
faster.
not like you can't wash it out.
Say again. Yes, October Sky.
Is
Have
that
you
the one
seen
where
that
they
movie?
created
I
the
think I have.
rocket?
Huh?
Is that the one they created the rocket?
He created a rocket in his
Yep.
barn.
Yep.
And NASA kept trying to shut him down, and he finally got through. And he was
And
trying
he
to get the
launched it,
rocket.
too.
He was
He
trying to get the
actually launched
rocket fuel, and they were keeping
Yes.
him from getting the fuel.
Yes, because the
'Cause they
FBI
didn't want him to.
FBI was afraid that he was actually creating a missile.
But then when they saw what he was doing, they were trying to keep him from doing it because they didn't want him
Yes.
to blow himself up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, there
'cause-
was another guy.
And he had that
before-
Ferris wheel.
There was another
big
guy
Ferris
way
wheel.
before NASA and everything was ever created. Like this was like 1800s, early 1900s.
yeah, there was a bunch of people trying to get a rocket.
Could you
'Cause
imagine?
you had Rocket
All right,
Russian and was
So,
doing
so
it.
before you had rockets, you're just sitting there and you're like, oh, I just made something go boom. I wonder if I can make it go boom and go up. And like you're the first guy to put it underneath a chair. And it would
Huh.
look like something like an airbag going off underneath your chair.
Ooh,
you know, and just be like-
this is a funny video.
Well,
I couldn't imagine that.
in China, when the Mongolians were fighting China
Mm-hmm.
back like when like samurai time, the Mongolians and the samurais were in constant battle with each other,
Mm-hmm.
and they had them right at their doorstep trying to get in. Basically, like they camped out, and his son got killed, and the king at the time got mad, and he started trying to come up with ways that he could fight back.
Okay.
And they had at that time fireworks. They started strapping arrows with fireworks. That was the very first rockets,
Huh.
and used them. And they were from there on feared forever because they were throwing fire out of the sky.
Ah, that's interesting.
That's a funny crap.
Yeah,
All right. Well, we don't really have a lot of topics to talk about, so we're kind of hoping that you guys are not going to be completely bored, but we definitely wanted to kind of expose the new space. We're trying to get away from a news
yeah.
broadcast show. I mean, it was just, I don't know what you guys thought of the last show, but afterwards we talked for almost 45 minutes after
Yeah.
the show, and we were like, the show sucked. Like I wasn't real happy with it. It just felt too.
Finding topics and stuff. I feel like
Well, it just felt too scripted, and it
Yeah.
was too. I think it's to the point where if we didn't have COVID pissing in our Cheerios every day, we would have people on here, and I guess it's going to come down to you feel comfortable hanging out with us, and as long as you've been staying away from somebody that's you keeping yourself protected, then we'll welcome you on the show. And, it's going to have to be something where you have a conversation with us and let us know what you're up to, so we can keep each other protected. Because I'm not really running around trying to get it, and I think I've already had it. To be honest with you, honestly, I mean, I feel like last October I got it.
Oh, I think everybody had it.
But
Again,
at the end of the day, I still think that
there's
some
two
point,
types though.
Well,
Actually, they're saying there's even a third one. The
one that you don't want to get is the ones from China, and the ones from China is the one that you lose your taste bud.
Well, they got a third one that they're saying is here that it doesn't even matter if you're wearing a face mask.
Yes, because it mutated. Yep,
well, it's going to mutate, and that's the problem with.
As soon as you get it,
that's
it mutates.
the problem with all of these viruses is they it
keeps
cancer.
adapting.
It keeps adapting itself into what your blood's like, your body type.
But what everybody might have already had was this actual coronavirus, which is basically has been
the coronavirus has been here
for years,
for a long time. Yeah.
So
if you look at the back of Lysol,
you get that
it's
the same. It's the same thing as just getting a common flu. The one that you're worried about is getting COVID.
What's Mom saying?
Which is the one that basically.
Could you do telephone interviews until someone can be there in person? We could. I could set up.
I got a phone right here.
I could actually set up.
Right
I could set up a screen and have them do a call in, and we could have a
Skype.
Little.
I know Google. Google. We have Google, you can throw Google, and Google's a free thing you can call. We just call them.
Would you like to be our first phone interview? Yeah, Mom. You want to talk about your dog grooming on the show?
Yeah.
Be the first phone interview.
Actually, Mom went on a vacation trip. She can tell us about her vacation trip.
She can talk about her vacation trip. She was on a train and went to, where'd she go?
Chattanooga,
Tennessee. Chattanooga.
It's pretty country down there.
Oh, Mom says sure. All right, let's call her in.
Can we do it now?
Yeah. Put on speakerphone. It's a free format. I didn't even bring a skit. Everything's off cuff.
Well, yeah, next time we can do Google. Google, because then you can at least go through the computer and then the big speaker and stuff.
We could just Facebook her on the computer too, but we won't be able to hear.
That's true. Oh yeah, we won't be able to hear her though.
Hi, this is Debbie. Sorry for the call.
Oops.
You know, you
That's
called
the
the
wrong
wrong
one.
Debbie.
That's the wrong Debbie! Sorry.
You called Aunt Debbie.
Yeah, maybe pick
There we
the
go.
one that says Mom.
The one that says Mom.
Hey,
Hello.
Yeah, he called the wrong Denny family.
did you call her wrong, Debbie?
Yep, I did.
All right. Well, we can hear the background noise. But so our first guest down in Tennessee.
Okay. All right, now I keep my volume probably off so that I can understand.
You just have to walk away from your TV.
Well, she's on her phone probably, or Denny's phone.
It shouldn't be on her phone.
Anyway, hi, Mom.
Yeah, I can. Okay, I need to. Okay.
Yes.
I got you on the computer itself.
Yes, walk away from the computer.
Let me silence you there. Okay, how's this?
There we go.
That works. Then we don't have to hear the echo.
Or you
Okay,
don't have to hear
cool.
that though, too.
Hey,
That is true.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom.
Our first virtual guest is
Mom.
Mom.
from Tennessee.
from Portland, Tennessee, just north of Nashville. Woo-hoo.
I think everybody could hear that over the microphone. All right, I'm getting a thumbs up from Allie that she can hear it. So how was your vacation?
It was awesome. That was a kind of a wedding anniversary / Denny's birthday.
How many years?
It was cool. We had a tour of what they call Ruby Falls.
Ruby
It's
Falls.
a cave, and inside this major, awesome cave is a waterfall. It was huge, and
Ruby Falls.
they have no idea where this water comes from. They've traced it, tried to trace it, and they can't figure it out. But it's near Lookout Mountain. They're in Chattanooga.
It's probably somebody with a hose hooked up to their well.
Probably.
Now they say when it rains, really hard a lot of days, it will fill up more. Yep, there you go, Ruby Falls. It was nice. Cave guess see one, you see them all type of person, but this one was very unique. Had an awesome tour guide. His name was Chuck.
Chuck Norris?
And then also we went on a dinner on a train. And
Nice.
so
Nice.
one of the old trains, and they used the train cars, like they did for dining and everything back in the day.
Yep.
I think I saw a photo of the guy who was in white. He was like a white.
That was our waiter.
Yeah,
Nice young man. You got pictures of. I made a video. Sent it to you guys. There was pictures of the cave as well as the
You did?
waterfall.
Rick said the water's coming from someone peeing off of a bridge.
No odor, no bad odor.
Hey, were you on the Biden train? Did you see Biden?
Did I say who?
Biden.
He doesn't speak English.
Biden.
He was trying to.
VP Biden.
No.
Okay.
That wasn't funny. He tried. Sorry.
Yeah. He's supposed to be on a train.
I guess because I got out of the shower and my hair's not dry, so I didn't catch that one either.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's see. Went to. Well, it was an awesome. The scenery isn't the best. We want to go back down for another one. It's just outside of Chattanooga, and it's something where you go for a 4-hour train ride into the mountains.
Nice. That would be fun. Go on a train ride. Have you guys ever went on the train ride in the guest? Anybody out there?
Say
four-
it again.
I was asking if the 4 people watching the show went on a train ride. And I was just looking for feedback while you were talking.
Okay. That dinner was nice, though. Well worth the money. It was yummy.
What did you have?
Denny had salmon and
salmon.
rice and something else.
Way to eat healthy, Denny.
So yeah, a Chinese meal. Or Japan.
And I had, it was a stuffed chicken breast.
What'd they stuff it with?
It was a stuffing.
Cream cheese.
It was almost like a Thanksgiving with chicken instead of turkey.
That sounds good.
Ooh.
It was very good.
So you had Thanksgiving in
And
your
we
mouth?
even met some people there that
I would
are
hope
from
so.
our area. It was really strange. We stood there and talked to them before we got on the train.
You met someone from Tennessee?
Wow.
In
Wow.
Tennessee?
Amazing.
We met somebody from right there in our town of Tennessee.
Amazing. I was
Amazing.
in Tennessee and I met another person from Tennessee.
It's like, you know what? I installed someone that was in Indiana.
And they were from Indiana.
And they were actually from Fort Wayne, Indiana.
Okay, shut up.
Wow. Amazing stuff.
I know.
Let's see, we went to Georgia. No, not Georgia. Alabama.
Which one is it, Mom?
Harding. Is it Harding? Where is that? I have to look.
Georgia? Where's Atlanta?
Let me remember where she's from.
You're not taking the same medicine that Biden takes, are you?
Yeah.
You probably should stop that.
Yeah.
Uh,
Those blue pills are not meant for you, Mom.
Huntsville,
Oh,
Alabama.
okay.
Oh yeah, Huntsville, Alabama. I've heard of that. Yeah, the space stuff's down there. Yeah.
We're talking about space shuttles and stuff like that,
Yeah.
and they've got a major one down in
Yeah.
that area.
Yeah.
Anyone that I want to go back and for it.
Very cool.
We saw the one in North Carolina. That was pretty cool.
I would like to go down and watch the space shuttle launch. I think that would be fun.
I want to roast some marshmallows by it.
I can remember when I lived
Florida.
in Edwards, they had the landing.
Oh, I bet. That is pretty cool.
Right there in space.
Someone liked
Holy
it.
molies. Who liked it?
Petey?
Pete
Pete?
has
Mom.
liked our page. I don't know how to pronounce that last name. What's that say? Malagala?
Manigello?
Who's
I'm sorry I butchered your name, Pete. I really am bad about it.
whose friend is that? Matt Jr.
I don't know. We'll have to figure out who Pete is.
You got a new person in here?
Yeah, a new person liked it. See, look what you did, Mom.
Awesome.
Mom, you're the first virtual interview that brought in another like to the page.
Was it
I
on your
am
friend?
So thrilled.
And Rick says, I've been on a train from Chicago to Waterloo back when I was driving for Swift. Yeah, that's not pretty. I've taken that train before. It's not too bad. They it's kind of neat. I mean, that's neat. neat backcountry.
I'll tell you what, one of these days, we are going to have to take a train out west together.
Oh, you say you're paying for it? All right. We'll be right. Let's do it.
Well, hey,
I'm ready.
I win the lottery. You know, I've always told you boys, I win the lottery. You never know. But that is the train ride that Mom and I took when I was younger. Went from Sacramento to Chicago, and then of course after we visited, we went from Chicago back out to Sacramento.
Yeah, we should probably stay away from California.
Yeah, for a
We
little
just
bit.
stop at like Oregon, or maybe go to Texas.
Can't even go to Oregon.
You
It's
can go
it's
right
over
to
in
Grand
Oregon too.
Canyon.
It's up
It's
in
already
Washington, too.
it's already went past the mountain.
Yeah, you can go right to the Grand Canyon
No,
on a train.
I'm saying let's just stay out of the state of California.
I know,
Oh, why?
but the
He's talking about
fires,
the
the fires are already past the
I'm
mountain.
not speaking of the fires. I'm speaking of Looney Tunes that are running around
Oh.
doing their thing
Oh,
over there.
like you don't have any in Indiana, right?
Nope.
Nah, not as crazy as they are in California. that governor's crazy as crazy gets.
You tend to forget that your mom lived out there for a while, huh?
Well, you didn't live during the time of that crazy
Trying to
governor.
say I passed on some crazy?
No. Yeah, he's new. Like I don't.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you liking the page.
Thank you, dude.
Yeah, thanks, Pete.
I don't know who he's going under.
It's good stuff.
Cool.
Oh, I see his name.
Cool. I'm glad we have a cool
I
one.
bet you that's Miniga. That hello is not supposed to be part of that last name.
No, it is. But cool. Thanks for liking us, and hopefully you can share us around more because I see you like us. And if you can share, that'd be awesome.
Shared. You want to be shared?
Yeah, has anybody
Yeah,
else
totally.
been on the train there? Is he
Let's share
Rick said
ourselves.
something about Chicago to Waterloo?
I don't know if I want to share that much.
No, I last time I was ever on a train ride was when we did the whole birthday thing.
Hey, you know what we should
That
do?
was for
What we should do?
Samantha.
On the
I think it
10th
was.
episode, we should get Mike hooked up on a date. On
What, a blind date?
Ha,
Are
there
you
you
talking
go,
about
guys.
blind date?
A blind
10.
date, episode 10. Let's get it
Apparently,
set
I'm
up.
doing a blind date on episode 10.
Yep, that's the challenge.
Why would you want to do that?
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm all for it.
You got
Blind
the
date.
twin size mattress in the back of
You
the
got the
Shag
twin
and
size and the
Forester.
Shag
I got the Shaggy
Forester.
Forest.
The Shaggy Forest.
The Shaggy Forest. Wow.
That Shaggy Forest. That's his new car name for his car.
Shaggy
Shaggy
Forester.
Forest. Shaggin'
Okay.
Forest.
Shaggy because of Scooby Doo?
Or how about Forest?
Yes, Mom. We're gonna go with Scooby Doo.
Scooby-Doo.
Actually,
I'm
it'd
going
be
to leave it Scooby Doo and clean it up.
Yeah.
How's that?
Forest Shaggin'. That's what we're gonna call it.
Forest Shaggin.
Forest Shaggin'.
Yeah.
Forester Shaggin'.
I got the rat on
Forester
the back of it
Shaggin'.
too.
Forester Shaggin'.
We had at least something involved in the rat.
What's up, Polly? Thanks for watching, bud.
Yeah, Polly. I didn't even see you come in. Where'd you see that at? You showed up on your
If he's
phone
not
with the wave?
if he's the friend.
Yeah. Well, we're friends. I'm friends with Polly.
Oh,
Oh, that's cool, Mom. I appreciate you calling in and talking about your train
Yes,
ride.
she called in.
She didn't call.
It was a good weekend.
Yeah, that's great. And how many years of marriage?
19.
19.
Awesome.
You're almost legally enough to drink.
That
Yeah.
does-
It's not how old anything.
And are you still doing your grooming?
Yes, I am.
When are you gonna do
Very
that?
busy.
What?
Very, very busy.
I bet.
I
19.
don't know if you guys catch the pictures
It's
on
not legal to
Facebook.
drink.
If you're ever moving to the area of Tennessee,
Yeah, we're gonna move to Tennessee, Mom.
look,
Yep.
look
I'll
for
be-
the big purple bone and I'll groom your dog. Hey, Michael, you can come in and get that head scalped for free.
Whoa.
I already do it for free.
We don't need no scalping, Mom.
I already do it for free already.
Scalping times are over.
Yeah, let's not do that.
Yeah, scalping ended like in the 1800s, like earlier.
Oh, they still scalp people. What are you talking about?
Well, they do in
It's
ISIS.
a different expression now. Now it's for money.
Oh,
Scalping money. Scalping.
Scalping tickets.
tickets.
Ticket scalping.
never heard of.
Wow, something Michael didn't know.
Oh my God! Michael
Holy
doesn't
crap.
know something.
Oh my
I
gosh.
always thought it was something.
Oh
another
my
name for it.
God! It's amazing.
Hey, Jared, thanks for watching.
Yeah, Jared.
Thank you, Jared. But yeah, I never heard of it called scalping. I always thought it was.
You never
called
heard of
something-
ticket scalping?
Never heard of ticket scalping.
Look it up.
Wow.
That's something that Michael doesn't know, Mom. Woo!
Wow.
Man, amazing. I don't know.
All right.
The world is right.
All right, kids. Well, try this with some other people until you get your chance of being able to get someone live on your show.
Yeah.
You guys.
Yeah, I think if we're gonna do it and we're gonna get COVID, we might as well make out.
You know
with
what we
them.
could do? We could actually get a call
rub
in
beards.
one of like the psychic
Hey, you know what? We all have a good beard now.
and
right
just
now.
see what they would do on there. You know how awesome that would be?
Like prank call a psychic.
Prank call a psychic and see if they. Because you know the weird thing is when you call in a psychic, they always ask what your name is.
What we need to do.
It's like, how the hell do you not know my name?
We could prank
You're
call
a psychic.
someplace and say they were calling in for the day.
Well, I think we should.
Or when they ask for your birthday, it's like, how the fuck do you not know my name?
Oh!
Money jar.
There is no
Nope.
such thing.
Money jar. Hey, so what you should do is, you know how you get those solicited calls of the people that want your password and all that? You should save that for one of the shows and you can just call them up at that
Yeah.
time.
Oh, that'd be
And then you could do it live. I've seen those live. Those are funny.
badass. Actually, I got a bunch of them on the other phone right now. They called me today.
Yeah.
Because my phone automatically says, this is spam.
Yeah, Mike gets a lot of calls from people wanting to get his computer info and social security info.
Yeah.
And then
I
they
actually
get
had one
mad.
I literally muted because he called and I was playing the game with Jason and I'm like, hold on, dude. And I answered it and then it was like, there's some person talking. I just hit mute on my end and I'm just still playing the game while the guy is just still talking about something. Don't know what he was talking about. I was playing the video game. And then all of a sudden, a few minutes later, he just hung up.
If you could do your show on a Monday night, Jen and I could bring a few things and talk about her craft. Yep, got it. Scheduled
You gotta talk to that guy
Monday.
right there.
Got to find out when Matt's next Monday is.
Yeah.
All
Because
right, kiddos.
I'm off on
gonna hang
Monday.
up now.
All right, we love
All
you,
right,
Mom.
Mom. Love you.
Love you guys. Good show.
Thank you.
No problem.
Mwah.
No problem.
Wow.
No problem. She said thanks for the show.
No. Love the show.
Bye.
Like the show.
Oh, is that what she
No
said?
problem.
I thought she said thanks for going
Love
on
you,
the show.
Mom.
Love you, sweetie. Bye-bye.
All right, so that was our first virtual call.
Yep.
And now we have to get a Monday. We can get Jen in here and Rick and talk about these awesome things that they're doing here.
Yes.
I'm going to redo our logo and get a shirt made by them. So, and then I got to get.
We got a little tweaks we got to do to it. That's about it.
Yep, I got to redo the logo. I thought about asking a friend to do the logo, like just try to do some bartering, so I don't have to dork
Yeah.
around with it.
Be like Alaskan Bush People, or is that what it's called? Alaskan Bush People?
Say what?
There's a show called Alaskan Bush People. They
I've
do
never watched
bartering.
that.
They do bartering.
Well, I mean bartering.
Like they'll go and cut like someone's wood for them,
Yeah.
and then they get DVDs because up in Alaska they don't have in the wilderness they don't have like cable and stuff.
Hmm.
So they watch DVDs, and it's like that's a major thing up there for.
So did you
DVDs.
say they don't have wilderness or they don't have entertainment?
They don't have entertainment in the
Okay.
wilderness.
That makes sense.
You ever watched that before?
I don't watch TV.
Huh.
I'm pretty boring.
Dude, I'm a documentary wilderness survival watching.
Yeah, I work
Like-
and then
Nope.
I'm right now watching the Tutankhamun, the Egyptian lord or leader or whatever he was called,
He's a
king. He was actually
Lord.
one of the. It was interesting because like he was one of the youngest ones. He died at 19.
King Tut was the youngest.
Tut.
King Tut. King Tut.
Yeah, and he was one that was supposed to be not even supposed to be part of history. He was basically him and his father were exiled because his dad decided to get out of the normal Egyptian political stuff and went out and did his own thing and created his own city and stuff. And they were
Pretty cool.
actually exiled out of the history. And a guy in 1922 found his tomb and
So Egyptians are how many thousands of years before Christ?
It was before Christ, so they don't even know how. We know it goes to 0, but then when you go back to AD stuff, and that stuff is because there's records for the
AD
Egyptians
is now.
Sorry,
BC.
BC. My bad, BC.
There we go.
They don't know how far to go back to BC wise, because they can predict like the Egyptian pyramids and all that fun stuff, but it's a prediction. They don't know exact.
I like
'Cause they never had an
I like the
actual
philosophy
year.
that where people are trying to like the ancient aliens. I used to watch that for a little bit.
Dude,
when I
It's
used to
interesting stuff on there.
it's all right.
You can have an open mind.
You have to have a really open mind, and I think if you really want to get deep into it, you probably have to smoke weed and probably enjoy it. But I think I've heard some different philosophies of like when like there was a civilization during that time that built a lot of this stuff, and then it got wiped out by like a great flood or an asteroid or something of that matter.
Yeah, because one of them was wiped out by a volcano.
Yeah, so I think that's interesting.
1341 BC.
Oh no, that was
1341
Rome.
BC.
My bad.
But I just think
Roman.
that's an interesting concept that all this time before Christ, like these big
Well,
civilizations that
They
were
say there's
doing,
people way before the Egyptians.
well,
they've already
they're
found
talking
people.
like 13,000
Well, you got
years
cavemen.
before Christ that, and then they're like some of the people like human form are like hundreds of thousands of years before Christ. So it's like crazy. I mean, it's crazy.
Yep.
I couldn't imagine. I like my best meme I've seen on people that talk about like if you had a time machine and you could go back in the time, where would you go? Elon Musk posted this image, and it's this guy sitting on a rock back in time, and it's a bubble with the people there, and it looks like a bunch of jarbolish. It's just blub, 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 blub. And then the guy's like, the bubble says, what? So he goes back in time and he has no idea what the hell language you're speaking. You get all this cool stuff, but I don't even know what the hell you're saying to me.
That's funny.
That is
Well, yeah,
funny.
because there's a lot of languages that they were saying, like the Hebrew language, the original Hebrew written and everything, the Bible. No one reads it. No one can read it. Because it's a dead language.
Isn't the English the youngest
Well, it's
language?
not necessarily a dead language. It's just the language got stopped being taught.
That's dead language.
Well,
Like,
it's still
being
there.
taught.
It's
It's
there,
still
but no one knows how to read it though. All we can do is possibly
I think people know
translate
how to
it.
read it.
It's just like Egyptian pyramids.
Yeah.
They're the same thing. Like the
The
symbols.
documented history
Each
of
symbol is
Egyptian
something.
dates back to the age of confection. What? Codification. About 3200 BC and more than 5,300 years of written history.
Yep.
Yeah, it's it's interesting that concept too, that you would have had a very civilized, very technical, advanced group of people getting wiped out. You look at now,
They
we're
weren't very civilized. I mean, in the Egyptian.
No, I'm not talking Egyptian. I'm talking like there's conversations out there that we had a civilization as good as us, if not better, because of a lot of people are like, how could they have done that with a rock and how did they make these big pyramids? Well, maybe the technology was so good back then that
There's a guy that actually
they were
showed
able
how
to
to
do
do
all
it.
this.
Well, I mean,
and then it gets completely wiped the shit out.
they're saying
Like you look at now, if you completely came in and just wiped everything out we had on Earth right now.
There's
and
a guy
then
that showed how they
years
did it.
Go on, and like people are basically Robin Hooding their life through time. Eventually you would just be like, how did they build Trump Tower? How did that happen? Like how did they build the skyscrapers? How did they build the Eiffel Tower? Like if you were to go 1,000 years ahead of us and there was a big gone.
They actually had there's a documentary that actually shows how they actually he's almost 100% on how they made it.
There's
They
speculations.
They showed on how the ropes. I was like, he went back and he's trying to figure out what they might have used back then.
Based
And
on them being dumb and not being able to do it.
He did it, but with a 5-man crew, was able to move
I get that.
one rock. And he said, well, back, like, because right now, like our modern age, we're fat, we're lazy. Back in the day, all they did is ran, walked,
Well, I get that.
lifted stuff. So they were more muscle. So moving rocks was not an impossible thing for them.
But that's to base it on they had no technology.
They didn't have any technology.
How do you know this? No one knows this. If you
Ish,
and you look
yeah.
at a lot of these things are just completely wiped out.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
technology would be wiped out.
the Mayans.
All these things would be wiped out. You're not
because you also
finding-
had. I guess
like,
you can
they're
also look at because like when Egyptians or even like the Romans, anytime
even
they
further
actually,
back.
when they attacked anybody or conquered them, and if they were turned into slaves, they were forced to. You can't write, can't read. So a lot of like that language was dead because they were forced not to do it.
Yeah. So
So Egyptians were. That's one of the things.
During Mayan time, which was even further back than the Egyptian, they already had canals for an area that was considered a desert area to have their plants. They had their own ecosystem they created in the middle of a desert.
Yep.
And
they
have that. They have
canal.
that in South Africa too, in the rainforest.
Yeah.
Like there's like these different things that. So yeah, it's intriguing to know that, but at the same time, I don't let it drive myself crazy.
But the Romans is what. And you have
cursive will be a foreign language someday. Mom's correct on that.
That is correct.
It already is.
Romans.
Ryan said he wrote his name in cursive on his paperwork at school. Turned it in, and the teacher was like, "Oh wow, cursive! Your handwriting's so good. Where did you learn that from?" Where did you learn that from?
That's funny.
And Ryan's like, "I don't think half the kids here know how to do cursive."
They don't.
Nobody does.
They stopped.
But you know
cursive.
why? Your Constitution and Bill of Rights
It's
is formally written.
It is written in
Yes.
the Constitution, which is funny. Yes.
I mean, if you want to put your
These
foil
kids
cap
now,
on,
if you want
to put your
growing
foil
up,
cap on.
they would not be able to read the Constitution when they get
These kids
to,
now don't read the Constitution.
Well, yeah, no doubt that.
I
too.
mean, I'm not a constitutionist by any means. I am not going to tell you.
I
all the
read a
things.
little
I've read
bit
parts of it.
when we were in
I
high
have
school.
my pocket
and
Constitution,
college,
and I should go back to it and read it. Ryan studied it all last year with it. We actually paid my buddy Dean to private teach him English and history, and they broke down the Constitution, and he's on it. He knows what's up in there. So, but yeah, he was like, "Yeah, I wrote my name in cursive." The teacher was like, "Wow, you know how to write in cursive?" It's funny. Yeah,
That's funny.
but
yeah,
good stuff. What time are we at?
Alexander the Great. That's what's his name. You guys get a chance to read Alexander the Great. 9 minutes. Alexander the Great. If you guys ever have a good possibly history reading, and you want to know more about like what the Romans did with the Egyptians and other cultures, he's a really good guy to read into because he's done a lot of stuff. Like our holidays, Easter's never used to be on Easter. Easter was actually a pagan. I think it was pagan holiday.
Most of the holidays are pagan holidays.
It was like a pagan holiday. It was actually it was a holiday. If I recall, it was supposed to be.
Don't recall. You got to know if you're going to tell us.
I know it's been a while that I would have to go back to reading again.
I guess
But
you have
I
to
know
go
it's
back and read it.
it's supposed to be a culture
can't
that was
recall
all
something.
females that was in this culture, and that holiday was the holiday for the uterus thing. It's the whole uterus and everything.
That's a perception of it, yes.
And then like
Did
the
you say uterus?
uterus. Yes.
Oh, okay. Just want to make sure.
So
You have to read it. Trust me.
What
I know,
is-
she's giving me the look like
I
what the
know.
hell I'm talking about.
Okay, so I know.
Alexander the Great literally took a lot of culture. Like Christmas was never a holiday for a Christian holiday. It was actually it was a German, and then there's another country that actually
Vikings.
not the Vikings. It was Roman or Germany was one of them that actually celebrated Christmas being a holiday for it. But I can't remember. I had to look it up again. But a lot of different countries had Christmas as being a different holiday to them. Like Germany had theirs was a little kid that would drop off coal to kids, where the coal thing came involved. He would actually drop off coal for kids and families. That was his, and they would classify him as being that Christmas holiday kind of thing. But it was pretty cool. If you get a chance to, you can read Christmas. That was pretty cool stuff too. But Alexander the Great is the one who actually made it to be Jesus Christ's birthday. When actually Jesus Christ was born in June. June and July is what they said. Because if you read the Bible, apparently if you read it,
I'm not
it's
answering
not
any topics
during-
on the Bible because
I
I
know.
read it, so
I
am not going to.
I read into it and I went to church with it, but he was actually, if you read into it, it actually tells you where he was born and when he was born. It just again, we only know parts of the pages because the Bible that we read is not the full Bible that's actually been written.
Something tells me that there's probably a comment from Denny.
It's coming, yes. But if you get a chance to, there's a book.
He's like, we're giving that dang keyboard.
He's like, button at the bit. Give me that keyboard. But the actual Bible is that what we read is not the full version. There's actually more versions of the Bible.
Well, there's a lot of there's a lot of chapters.
Like there's supposed to be like when we will never read, which hopefully soon maybe the Catholic Church will release it, but there's a part where we don't know when Jesus was actually after he was born and then when he went right to adult. We don't know. Like I think they threw a little bit when he was a teenager and stuff, but there's more to his story in between that we don't know. Apparently, it's out there. Denny wrote it. Where's that?
No, it was
Mom,
a smiley face.
face.
Mom was laughing about it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
No, that's interesting. You'll find me not to speak on something unless I'm fully prepared and want to talk about that. I will offer opinions. That's probably one of the things.
It's been a while that I read into it.
But I don't.
By
any means am I an expert at anything. So.
Oh, I'm not an expert. I just the things I remember reading that this was back in 6 years ago because I literally went to the library and sat down, took books from like Alexander the Great, looked it up online, broke it down. I actually took some of the stuff to church because I wanted to bring it to church and because we had our like a youth group kind of thing, and they asked me what is actually pushing me from not going into being the faith of God and stuff, and I literally went and broke down stuff and said. There's the paperwork that I feel that's pushing me away from the Catholic or Christianity and stuff. And they didn't. I don't know if I can't remember if they read it or not, or if we get a chance to read it. But I went and read it. I went and researched.
What'd they say?
I don't think we ever got a chance to read it because I think at that time they were actually having a baby and stuff like that. So I never got a chance to sit down and read. But yeah. And then, the movie, another movie.
You have to remember that they didn't have ways to record like we do today.
Yes, Kingdom of Heaven is another good movie. Yes, it's not 100% to what's going on, but Kingdom of Heaven that was actually somewhat close to a based true story, not the movie storyline that you actually watch, but that actually literally happened.
Scrolls have been lost to weather.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to be careful with movies because a lot of the movies,
today,
still
got holiday effect.
Well, I mean,
they stretch the truth.
It's not so much, the stretch, but it's like some of these war movies that are coming out. They kind of have these opportunities where they're like, oh, we can make that scene a little better. So yeah, it's definitely got to be careful with that stuff. Sure.
But that movie foretells an actual battle that actually happened. Not like the story, the love story of it all, but that actual foretell actually really happened. It was an actual battle over Jerusalem, and literally millions and millions of actually both sides, from Jerusalem to Christianity, killed each other over a piece of land. And they still do, yes.
Well, I mean, Trump's new peace treaty is definitely
yes,
that up.
And he's going to get the Nobel Peace Prize on that, which is pretty cool.
I don't know if he'll get one of those.
He's nominated for it. Who else is going to get it? I don't think there's anybody else been nominated.
Nobody else has been able to do.
I know, but
he's taken 3 countries that's literally been in war for years.
Well, it's not him. That's the bad thing about.
It's not just him. Yes,
but it's interesting.
He's got other people that actually help.
The concept that people get caught up, like, not that I want to talk about politics, but I'll talk about
We're talking about religion.
Yes, I'll talk about a perspective.
Yes, because politics and religion can't be together.
People want. It's interesting. So you're trained to be self-independent. You're trained to be a person of, working hard at this, working hard at that, and then you're asked to vote for one person, to take care of all of our needs, and then we blame that one person when it's really not that person. It's a whole group in that motion of taking care of things. So
there's a song
when you're looking at like these opportunities where people want, and it goes even within corporations, it even goes within all these different things. So it's weird that we always want to have like one person, and I think if somehow we could figure out how, and business owners are figuring this out, where they're going, we have one person, but you need to be a follow leader. You need to get people to follow with, like, you need to be in charge, but at the same time doing work with them. and get away from this whole feeling that I need one person to take care of me.
Well, the thing is that they, because like I said, there was a song. There was an actual rap song. And I had to look it up. There's a rap song that literally tells
WAP?
you.
Is it WAP? W-A-P?
Oh no. So the rap song, apparently, the guy talks about how everybody wants to blame it on the one guy, but you can't blame it on the one guy because there's other guys that are below him that starts a bill.
Well, it's a team effort. It really is.
It goes up, and
it goes
Trump
from
is the last person that signs the bill.
It goes from you as a voter. It goes from you as a citizen all the way up to the whole top tier. And I think it's just interesting.
Which I had a conversation with someone from California. And I asked him, we were talking about just this stuff, and they brought up about Trump, and then he's like, and then they were like, yeah, Trump, there's some people over here who support Trump and stuff like that. But I'm like, well, it's not just Trump. And he's like, well, what do you mean? It's like, well, you have your senator. Well, what do you mean about my senator? It's like, who you think is going who you think is controlling most of your state and doing this stuff? Trump. I'm like, no, it's your senator in your house.
Governor.
It's like, you go out and vote them out if you want changes. Well, Trump should be doing changes. No. Yeah, Trump can't go to your state and say, we're doing this change.
Yeah, and again,
you gotta go vote.
It goes back to that whole personality where people are being trained that one person is going to affect change.
Nope.
But I think it's simplified that way to make people, it's that person's fault instead of like owning up to their own.
California has what? How many? They have their governor, and then you have all his candidate stuff in there for that whole state. Then you have your mayor, which he has all his team.
We have a mayor per city.
Per city, but I'm just saying in general. You have per city, you have a mayor, and then California itself has their own governor. Those are the guys you guys need to start controlling because they're the ones that control what goes on in your state. That goes from unemployment to benefits to everything. Even your senator is the one that controls all that stuff. All Trump does is he's the last person in the line that signs the bill to go in. But if his desk is empty, there's nothing he can do.
You were talking about leaders. I saw this funny meme, and have you seen one where it says, instead of like shows a boss standing up on top of a block, and it has the workers working in the front pulling it.
Yep.
And then it shows one that shows a leader, and it shows the workers with.
Yep.
And then the last one shows the leader, and then it says younger generations now, and they're sitting on top of the block playing with their cell phones.
Nice.
Yeah.
Another good thing you look at is corporation wise.
I've heard.
It's a good way to look at it.
These I myself am trying to keep away from saying, well, the younger generation is not going to do worth a shit. And I think it's interesting because every generation that's ever came has talked shit about the generation before. Oh, look how much lazier they got it because they got this or that. And I'm not saying like in your point by the meme, but I'm just saying in general, I look at my son. Is there times he's lazy? Yes. But at the same time, am I lazy? Yes. Because he is a creature of what we're adapting him to.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if I give him a task and I tell him to do it, or I give him a chore or give him something to do, he does it. I mean, he puts his full motion into it. Same with the schoolwork, he's putting full motion into it. So there is I just want to embrace more of that. Like this next generation is going to kick ass, and it has to kick ass because I think if as a culture, if we could do that more instead of saying, well, they're just on their phone. Well, son of a bitch, in 30 years, all these phones are going to probably be connected to our freaking head.
Correct.
So I'm glad they're on their phone and they're getting it figured out because in 30 years, they're the ones going to be figuring out how to make all this stuff talk to ourselves.
Which we had, me and Betty had a discussion about that because the kids now, these generation now, is because their parents are on this thing more than they're actually taking care of the kids.
Some.
And I'm not saying all, but I've been in many houses.
Yeah.
Kids running around in diapers, and guess what mom and dad's doing? Is on this thing all the time.
Well,
and I'm like literally I'm in the house, and next thing you know, the kid's getting ready to do something. I'm like, do you want your kid doing that? Oh, no. It's like, why does it have the cable guy has to be the one telling you that your son or daughter's about to do something you're not supposed to be doing?
Yeah.
It's like, put this down interact with your kid.
Yeah, the interaction though is, I mean, for the now it's this, but prior to this, it was TVs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The interaction was cut out for TVs.
For TVs.
And if you cut it back even further, the interaction was work.
Yep.
Or
because there was a lady she
sports.
posted.
There was sports that was going on.
There was a lady that she posted.
And then prior to that, it would be war. War was the
Yes.
was the interruption of interaction. Because
I would say anytime prior to like 1950, I'm sure there was more family interaction.
No. There was a lady, I was about to say, there was a lady that she posted on our group that I'm in. In the 50s, the guy would actually literally work from in the morning all the way to like 10 in the evening. Mom was home doing all that stuff. But he was actually working all the way through the time the kids were born. So the kinder interaction with the dad was literally the time on a Saturday or Sunday.
But they still had some form of nurturing. They had
from their mother, yes.
Yes.
But the father would literally not be in their picture.
So I still stand correct. In the 1950s,
Okay,
they still had some family interaction.
Sure. And then now it's just...
And most people in the 50s didn't work like third shift jobs like they have now.
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
Most jobs were done by like 6 o'clock in the evening. You went home and you ate dinner with your family. And then you were in bed by 9, 10 o'clock.
Some. Because you got to look them up. There were some of them were a little bit later. Because literally when they got home, the kids were already asleep.
I think...
they were talking about
I think the energy that you have in America is that single kid syndrome, and the generations outside of that have multiple kids are people from other countries. Yes. Families are bigger.
Well, in the 50s, family were big.
Culture is to have a bigger family.
Well, families back then were big, and it's because of doing the genealogy stuff.
Yeah,
like. Looking at our family history, I mean, we have great grandfathers that had 14 kids.
Well, they all worked on the farm.
Well, it wasn't just farms, but a lot of them, there were still a lot of the different diseases and stuff.
Yeah.
The religion. Some of those kids didn't make it past 1 year, 2 or 3, and a lot of them worked on the farms. Yep. So then they were getting killed on the farm.
But the whole 50s things that the father was the one that actually took and worked all the time.
Mom says,
and they were always had at least have 4 kids.
Mom says families have to really make up their mind to do family time, and it is true.
It is. Because even for basketball, right now, my coach was talking about it because our coach. He was basically talking about how there's certain families that are right now, and the kids are in high school right now, and when you're out in dinner, their mom is doing this thing, so there's no interaction with the kids. When we see the kids that come up for our basketball or this the training part, we like, hey, how's it going? We interact with them because a lot of them don't get that interaction, or their moms are they're not saying anything bad about it, but there's a lot of single moms that are stuck working multiple jobs. So by the time they get home, usually the oldest son is taking care of the younger kids.
Yeah, I think,
and
it's easy to get people off the phone. You just go in there and just interrupt them. We had a conversation at work, even people that want to. Like customers, just call them up and find out what's going on. You can call and I'm kind of old school like that, but also new school too, where emails and that chatter is important. So, but yeah, I think blaming generations before being lazy is an ongoing trait that's been moved. It's been a moving target.
Yeah,
probably from the 50s on. Because I would imagine if you were from World War I, World War II, any of those eras prior, you weren't talking shit about the generation before.
No.
Because the generation before was literally kicking ass every day. Yeah. And I think it's around Vietnam War, because a lot of these Vietnam wars that I've been listening to a lot of these war stories on Jocko's podcast, like these veterans that were part of the SOG group teams. Holy cow, man. Like, they came back and they got shit on by people for the things that was going on. And I think that when you're talking that generational shit on each other, it seems like that time frame is around when it was going on. Yeah. Because I would put money on the table that if someone from World War I was alive during World War II's time frame, people in World War II weren't going, yeah, that generation's a piece of shit. They ain't doing anything but just on their phone. Like the meme makes sense, but at the same time, it's like somehow we have to turn that around. Because what's going to happen is we're going to isolate young people from us being 40. Like I'm 43. I want to make sure a 21-year-old knows they can come up to me and we can shoot the shit anytime.
So I think what that Mimi was talking about was more of the fact that while they're at work, they're not working and they're playing with their phone.
Well, and that's bad leadership.
That's bad leadership.
I mean, the leader just needs to pull their ass together and get their team together. I mean, and that's, again, the leader getting in the work and pulling that in. But I agree, yeah, the phones are everywhere. I see people working construction and they're on their phone. I'm like, no wonder it takes you a year and a half to build a 1,000-foot road in front of an airport. Yeah. I mean, like, and lack of communication and stuff like that. You lack of communication, but yet we have the most technical advanced era in our lifetime.
Yeah, no doubt.
So, but
it's like not hard to call hey, we need this now.
Interesting.
But yeah, it's
Wayne Wells is still watching. We're not boring you yet, Wayne.
But yeah, it's just interesting because I mean, like even for this generation now, it's just to me, I feel like this generation they don't do research.
Well,
they watch whatever's on. They
watch whatever's on. They watch whatever's on Twitter.
Yes,
because Twitter's a moving thing.
We've had a discussion last night with someone, and I was like, "Dude, do your research, man."
Yeah, that was pretty ignorant. That guy, I came off pretty harsh. I didn't.
I know.
I ended up deleting my message to.
And I could probably.
I know,
so it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
So this is my thought.
But I'm fearful.
If you're going,
hold on a sec. What I'm fearful of is listening to that. And that's his parents teaching him that.
Yes.
And that's the fearful part is that your parent is teaching you ignorance about. I mean, both parties suck.
Well, yeah, but
I mean that's just how it goes, and
research.
It sucked for a while now. But to hear that, I was just like, "Are you freaking kidding me?" Like you can't.
Like when you ask a question,
ignorant right now.
When you ask them a question about it, and then it's like, "Well, I don't know." It's like, but you're basically. And that's stating this comment,
and that's the problem.
You
that
need
they're
to not. No, I don't know. That's the problem. You need to go find out why.
That's the problem. They're not being taught by their
parent.
I
know, and they need to be taught.
Their parent has to teach them. If you're going to speak something, be smart enough to know about it.
But attacking them doesn't solve.
I didn't attack him.
The way I heard it last night, you were.
I did not attack him.
The way you asked it, you were just.
I literally just asked him a question.
You were asking
and
questions.
He's like, and then he was more or less saying, "Oh man, I just want to get on here and have fun." But it's like, but you just made a statement.
I'm asking. The initial attack came when he says, "I can't believe you're living with somebody that supports that." Yes. Now that's bullshit.
Yes. So he was more. He apologized for that. Attacking.
He apologized.
I know.
But you were just asking
I asked him the question. It's like, okay, you're making these statements. Calm. You're making these statements. You need to know.
You were actually talking softer than you are right now.
Yes. But I was like, because you were like, need to make these statements, man. If you're going to make these statements, I'm like,
I actually attacked him.
You did. I didn't attack him.
This guy's an effing moron.
I know that he did, and I know he's being taught. And I'm like, because that's exactly what I was talking about earlier when I was talking to someone from California. You basically need to say, okay, have you done your research?
Well, the problem
and then usually they're like, no. It's like
when we were
look at your research and the Senate, look at your Congress. Okay, but those are you guys need to look at.
When we were in school, though, Mike, we were taught that.
We were taught that. I know they're not.
They're not taught that.
No, they're not.
They're not taught by their parent, and they're not taught.
When they go to college, it's even worse.
Well, that's because the college is a far different system. That system has been adapted to a different type of liberal teachings.
Yeah,
that's a different situation. There, though. But like with Ryan, we found somebody that we knew that was detailed enough to get into the nuts and grant. Like with math right now, we're putting the effort.
Go to the source.
We're getting somebody that's outside of the family to teach Ryan some math. That it's not me getting frustrated, like, why are you not seeing this? Or the parent kind of attitude. But yeah, I was kind of like, when I heard that, I'm like, that's every 14-year-old right now out there looking at this and not taking ownership of it. If you could get the parent to take ownership and not tell them who to vote for or who's
you need to go and do your research.
You need to go and see, okay, what kind of person they are
Go do
And
your
that
research.
side it's pretty evil.
Because like
They're both evil.
Like I was saying
But-
earlier, was that about the colleges thing?
Yeah.
Like I got into TikTok now because it just kind of
Really? You like TikTok?
It was-
Oh man,
there's a lot
I
of-
wouldn't have guessed
I don't
that.
know. You only get like 10
I only get
videos a
50.
day.
because there's some funny
videos
videos. But there was
Some
one
of them are so
one
stupid, dude. Like,
yes, but there's some
you
funny
need to
videos.
make. Here's what I
But
want you
there's
to do.
a video.
No more
that-
posting TikTok videos in the Massey Bro Facebook channel.
I don't put it in the channel.
You put it in our.
Yes, you
you
do.
put it in our message group.
That's a messenger.
What I want.
That's
you,
not the channel.
What I want you to do.
Because when you say channel,
I want
that
you-
all of these viewers would
shut
see
your,
it.
Shut your pie hole.
You two are the only ones see it.
Shut your pie hole. What I want you to do is create a
Just create a TikTok one for you guys.
TikTok channel,
That I
and
can
then
send you TikTok videos
and then if
that you guys
want
want
to
to
look
watch.
at your TikTok silly shit.
Like
you
I
can.
showed him an actual Call of Duty scene how to get into a vault, and he's like, "I didn't get a chance to watch it." Okay, did you watch any of the videos?
Yes,
I
we-
don't watch those videos. I'm like,
Well, your videos are like
they're like 15 seconds videos.
Your videos are like crying wolf because like you watch one and like this is dumb. So then you send another one and it's like, do I really want to watch this because the last one was really dumb and the one you sent before
What?
that was
Crying
really
wolf?
dumb? Yeah.
Crying wolf is the expression that the first one you sent, you were like, "Oh, this is really great," and then we watched
And
it.
it
It
ends
was
up being
like,
dumb. You
it was
wasted
dumb.
15,
It's funny.
We wasted 15 seconds of my life.
15 seconds. Oh no. But anyways, there is a video out there that this lady, there's a young girl and she's talking about her college. And she actually tells the college, and I can't remember the college, so I'm not going to random off a college name. But she was talking about, I think it was like something about involving engineering that she's going for. And she literally went to the professor
3 more minutes.
and said, "Hey, I need to figure out how to do this problem." And the professor showed her how to do it. And she's like, "Well, I don't understand this part. How does this work?" And he's like, "Go Google it." And she lit up on this TikTok video. And she's like, "I'm paying this much money to go Google something?" And I'm like, wow.
Yep.
She was lit up.
Well, I'll give you an example really quick because we're about almost to an hour with 3 minutes left, and I think that we probably shouldn't do a 2-hour show just sitting here doing it. But
Have we been
Really?
on here for 2 hours?
no, it'd be an hour almost. But the thing I was going to make a comment is technology is really great, but yeah, Ryan has a math teacher, and that's what she was doing. Is
Oh, yeah.
I could have done a full rant on the video, and I was so mad.
I still think that she was single, man.
I think Ryan actually recorded some of me going off because I
yes,
was so
he
mad.
did. I heard.
So the video that she posted for the teaching is her.
I'm talking about there's 3 of them or something like that.
Well, there's that, but she does these like kindergarten videos. One was like,
Arr,
she was
mateys,
rowing
we're
the
about
boat.
to do some
I'm trying to tell
oaring.
my story. So she's rowing this boat as like math problems. So then the math problem has like the ones that she's going over is like, I'm just gonna verbatim here. 2 plus
It's
2
or
is
and
4,
ands.
right?
It's
So
or and
that's
ands.
how simple it was.
It was or and ands.
Okay, but twos and ors and ands, whatever.
The-
But
'cause the
anyways,
or-
stop interrupting. Hard. Anyways, so 2 plus 2 is 4, and she's explaining, how 2 plus 2 equals 4, right? And then the homework is more like XYZ times C by the square root of that car running into a train.
Yes,
More complex.
It was.
And as you're watching the video, she's going through all the different lesson plans. And then item number 1 on there is the hard problem where we can get some education on what we're going to do here. And she's like, we're going to skip problem 1 and we're going to go down to 2. And 2 is back to easy shit again. I was so mad. I was
Yes.
very, very mad.
Yeah.
And I said, Ryan, I can't go any further on this homework. And I said, I've looked up YouTube videos. I'm trying to get this is 30 years ago I did this kind of math. So I'm not using this math every day. Now, 90% of parents aren't doing this. Like, I actually am putting the effort into it, right? So I said, Ryan, when you go back, say, hey, I've got some hard ones here. Can you show me how to do this? Because the video didn't go over the hard one. And he asked that way. And the teacher's like, yeah. So she showed him. He's like, oh, that makes sense. I'm like, so like, stop making kids just go to YouTube or go to a video link. Teach them.
Yeah.
Like, you got to teach them. Because that's
So-
why you're a teacher, is to teach the hard stuff.
So-
I'd rather learn the hard stuff first and get it out of the way because it makes all the easy stuff even easier. But I also get that you got to learn the easy stuff to work your way into those complex problems. But if you're not going to explain the hard stuff, I was so mad. I was mad.
So there was a video that guy posted, and he was stepping out of his house, and he's like, "So, my school calls me, or my kid's school called me, and apparently, and it was this year, and he was like, yeah, apparently my school said that my kid needs to be in special ed classes because of the homework that he's turned in," and he's like, "But I'm the one who's doing his homework." I was like, wow. It's like, how can you explain that?
All right. I think we're getting close, man. I'm ready. A parent-teacher conference. Yeah. Well, and I get it. I get this is crazy times. Like, I mean, some of the teachers are saying your homework isn't due until the end of the year. Well, I mean, it's because it's a mess. It's a complete mess right now.
There's another video that the guy was actually crying, and he was talking to the teacher, and he was basically doing the math, and he's on a conference call video chat with the teacher, and he's crying because he's like, I'm supposed to teach my kid how to do this, but how am I supposed to teach him if I don't know how to do it? And apparently these are not the first conference calls things he's done. And he's like, I'm trying to figure this out and stuff. So he's trying to work, and he's trying to get it working, and he can't figure it out. So it's a lot of teachers or a lot of parents are trying to help, but if the kid, or, the father never passed high school and dropped out, and now they're doing high school math, it's like, now I got to teach my kid how to do this? I dropped out of high school. How am I supposed to teach this kid?
Yeah, it's a mess.
So,
well, I think.
But yeah, I'm in the same boat. Need to teach kids.
One of the Massey bros has got a broken seal issue, so we got to take care of that. But I think we probably should wrap it up.
Broken.
You ever break the seal?
No.
When you drink too much? When
Well,
your seal's broken? I haven't broke the seal yet, but the seal has to be broken.
I might have dribbled a couple times before because I had to go really bad.
No, what I'm saying is, it's a comment. So, like, when you drink a lot of beer, you drink a lot of beer. And you're like, you're like the last guy. You're like the last guy trying, like, you're the one guy trying not to be the first guy that has to go pee.
Right.
So
you telling me that you need to go pee?
I'm saying the seal has to be broken. That's what I'm saying. I think we need to wrap the show up.
Oh, okay.
Makes
Sure. You need to go pee?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, what are we doing for the next show?
I think we should just do another talk.
Another talk?
Maybe we do a prank call.
Prank call?
Ooh.
I think we need to call somewhere and be like, I need to call in for work today.
Is it illegal to do those kinds of calls? I
don't
mean,
know.
I remember Jerky Boys was like that. But
Let's look into it.
We'll look into it.
It is.
Maybe we'll
It
do
is
some prank
against the
calls.
law to prank call. But if we're prank calling a scammer, I don't think it's actually a prank call.
Okay. That's what we're going to do. You're going to
We'll
get
prank
some
call
scammers.
scammers.
You're going to prank
I
call a
got
couple
scammers.
scammers.
I got like 4 or 5 numbers
No,
over there.
I got to break the seal. So.
Yeah.
No, I'm not saying now, but I'm saying I have 4 or 5 calls number.
All right. Well, hey, I hope you guys like the new studio set. Appreciate everybody that's been watching and liking and sharing our stuff because it's super important. And thanks again to Doreen for your $50 donation.
Yes.
That was super, super awesome of you. And we're going to find a really good cause for it.
We have to get like a PayPal.
We're
thing,
currently
too.
at 158 followers.
Yes, we're getting closer to that 500 mark. We get that 500 mark,
Yes.
we're going to give a $50 gift card.
Yep.
So,
Make sure you guys share, and share more.
and like the page.
Have you got someone out there that wants to do a blind date?
Yep, next
Number
show.
10.
Right there, number 10, we're going to set Mike up with a blind date, and he's going to give us the experience on episode 11. Hey, thanks for watching,
Yes.
Massey Bros.
Yes.
Experience. Thank you guys.
Embrace
The
the
experience.
the experience. You can just leave it on like that for a while, and I'll cut it off.
So what was the?
I'll stop the stream.
So who's got to break the seal?
Microphones are...
Steps were difficult, I'm exhausted, but I did not fall. I hope something good is coming up. Free like a bird, but also bounded, and my footsteps on the ground. I raise my head, listen to the sound. told me how hard it's gonna be.
See you later, guys. It's fun.
Where should I go?
I'm showing you it's fun.
Good advice. The others waiting for
Yeah, the blind date. Blind date, baby.
Blind date.
open
Alright.
doors.
Adios, amigos and amigos. I think I will do. What was those guys' names? Give me the I'll kind of just do a roll call while it's still going. Pete, Malagon, hello. What is that? Yellow. Right, like the screen very well. Folks, like the screen on, like the screen up there, and all of us. And Paul Haynes following the page, and Rex Master Mercer. He's from Canyon Place. So, thank you!